How many of you can remember your biggest fear when you were young? Can I please show some hands? Wow, that's a lot. Because childhood fear is very hard to forget. I can remember mine. It was toilet, yes. Our own toilet at village home where I used to live. That was my biggest fear. You can see why. These are typical toilets that you will find in the rural areas of Bangladesh. And this picture is just taken outside the capital city, Dhaka. Can you imagine yourself here? The odor is intolerable. Flies are all around you. The whole environment is dirty, filthy, and unhygienic. I did not want to use such a terrible thing 3 to 4 times a day. So what did I do? At the age of 6, I discovered a very cool solution for me. I started to drink as little water as possible so that I don't need to use this thing more than once a day. Very intelligent. Well, so you can understand what happened next. I was only 6 years old, and my kidneys almost failed, and I was hospitalized for a month. Yeah. So I was fortunate that I could survive. But there are thousands of kids who use this type of terrible toilets and suffer from acute diarrhea. And in the worst case, they die before their 5th birthday. And this is not only the story of my village, this is the story of the world. This is the global scenario. While we are listening fabulous speeches here, in every 26 seconds, a child is dying somewhere in the world. Yes, that's true, and that's terrible. Imagine the situation is even worse in the developing countries like Bangladesh. Because, as you can see, 69,000 children in Bangladesh die every year from diarrhea. Diarrhea is such a simple and preventable disease that we could have saved all of these 69,000 children, but we can. The main reason of this is unhygienic sanitation practice. In the rural areas, 80% of the people either use unhygienic toilets or defecate openly. In the village where I grew up, open defecation was the norm, not an exception. Think about it. The kids, they defecate here and there openly. The toilets were so dirty that the village men and kids preferred to defecate openly. I can't blame them. So this was the situation. And if you think that unhygienic toilets can only cause health problems, you are wrong. Think about safety, think about accessibility. Usually these toilets are placed far away from home due to odor. For a woman, it's very hard to reach, especially it becomes very dangerous at night because she might get sexually harassed or even raped while going to the toilet alone. Being a girl, it was a tremendous psychological pressure for me. I really did not want to use the toilets because I felt that there was no escape from this everyday discomfort, every day a tremendous pressure on my shoulder. Toilet became a trauma for me. That's why I decided to work on it, and I developed Toilet Plus, a sustainable and affordable solution for the rural poor. Here is the design of Toilet Plus. As you can see, the base of the toilet is 2 to 3 feet high from the ground. There's a solar heat panel at the back of the toilet, and there's a feces chamber, which stores feces inside the toilet. And as you can see, it may look like a very typical toilet, but there are a number of features that differentiates it from the typical unhygienic toilets. In the feces chamber, the feces are stored, and after every 6 months, the dry, odorless feces can be taken out. And the most important thing about this toilet is not a single gram of waste can go to the environment, so no scope of pollution. But it's not just another hygienic toilet. It is totally customized to suit the rural environment of Bangladesh. As you may know, Bangladesh is a flood-prone country. So during floods, the normal toilets get overflowed and cause epidemic. But Toilet Plus, the pan is usually stay high above the water level. And even if the water level rises, we can seal the pan temporarily with a lid. So there's no scope of epidemic. Secondly, this Toilet Plus is made of locally available materials like plastic pipes, tin, bamboo, brick, cement, etc. So you can say that it's a completely local solution to a global problem. And thirdly, this is really affordable. One Toilet Plus costs only $150, where the other hygienic toilets like flush toilets, they can cost $330 to $500. That's really a lot for a poor village family. And one Toilet Plus, the lifespan of a Toilet Plus is 15 years. So it's really cost effective too. So we thought that we have to motivate the villagers about using this Toilet Plus. But from our experience, we have seen that the poor villagers really don't bother about hygiene. They have 100 priorities to meet before spending a single penny to improve their toilets. So how to motivate the villagers? Designing a better and cost-effective toilet is not all we thought about. Our major challenge was how to redefine sanitation, how to change people's sanitation behavior. And we thought that the poor people, the only thing they bother about is money. So why not giving them financial incentive for using toilets? It may sound crazy, but essentially I mean the villagers will be paid for shitting. That's what we did, and it worked. It really worked. This model explains how. This is the business model of Toilet Plus. A household that has no access to a safe toilet can either purchase a toilet by cash, or it can take microcredit from a local NGO. After taking microcredit, it can get a toilet at its home. And then we will collect the human waste and the organic waste that a house produces in its kitchen. We will transport the waste from the house to the local organic fertilizer producing plant, and there we will transform the organic waste and the human waste into organic fertilizer. So Toilet Plus is not just about establishing toilets. It's a revenue-generating business that sells organic fertilizer to the local agro-based plants. And thus, we are making revenue from two sources. One is from the toilet, and one is from organic fertilizer. So where's the financial incentive for the villagers? As you can see, in the microcredit process, one family needs to pay only $1.5 per month for 3 years. That's a really negligible expense for having a safe toilet. Even a poor family can afford that. And after 3 years, when the microcredit installments will be done, then we will purchase the waste from the poor family, and they will get $4.4 to $7 per month. They can literally sell their waste to us. And that's how we motivate the villagers. Our core message to the villagers is maybe the simplest message you have ever heard. Just 3 words: shit and earn. As simple as it can be. Shit and earn. The more you shit, the more you earn. I know it's funny. It's funny, but this is the only thing that worked. The donor organizations, the big NGOs like World Bank, like BRAC, they have been working in the same field for years and years, but they are yet to succeed. They are yet to cover the whole population with safe sanitation. In that situation, what could we do? We really wanted to see what will work, what can motivate the poor villagers. So our message was shit and earn. The more you will use Toilet Plus, the more waste you can produce, and the more you will earn. So that's how we worked. That's how parents were teaching their kids not to defecate openly. Previously, only women were interested about toilet plus because they really need a covered space. But now, men are also getting interested about toilet plus because they care about money. So, we are not only in the toilet selling business. We care about health. Our aim is to reduce child death due to diarrhea. We are working to ensure a healthy community. We are making toilets safe and accessible for women, children, and aged people. There is no waste management system in the rural areas of Bangladesh. We are the first one to introduce that. And the most innovative thing about Toilet Plus is we are motivating the villagers. We are changing their sanitation behavior by offering a never-ending income source to them. Yes. What can be a never-ending income source? Only your toilet. What else? So this is how we motivate the villagers. And this is the mission of my life right now. I believe that sanitation is a right, not a privilege. Maybe you have never consciously thought about your toilets. It's so simple, it's so obvious, it's a necessity. But for many people, a toilet can make the difference between health and sickness. For many women, it's the difference between safety and harassment. For many children, it can be the difference between life and premature death. So I am trying to redefine sanitation. And the last question I have today is, what's your biggest fear right now? And what are you planning to do with it? I have overcome my fear and turned it into my passion. What's your plan? Give it a thought. Thank you.